Hey everyone, Brent from BC Dubs. Glad to be back with you people, my subscribers in the music community. It is good to be back. How is everyone doing? This is the first music video I have posted in almost 7 or 8 days now. I've been posting, as promised, some college football content. I posted some shorts and a couple of videos on Saturday. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They're in my feed. But anyway, I hope everyone's been doing well. We're going to do today, I thought we'd do, last week we did progressive and psych rock albums that I have in my collection, ones I'm listening to now. So this week, kind of to carry on in that vein, I thought I would do my favorite alternative vinyl albums that I have in my collection right now. Listen, if you find this content enjoyable, please smash that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We post videos at least 3 to 4 times a week. I would love to do more, but this isn't my full-time job. I work a lot of hours, and this is the only time I can get to do it. Not complaining, I'm blessed, thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, to get to work and to do these things and to share this with the community. I've said many, many times, my whole purpose of creating this channel is to create a music community where we can bounce music off of each other. Maybe I can jog your memory from stuff you haven't heard in a long time, or maybe turn you on to some new music that you're not privy to, and hopefully you can do the same. So we're going to do, I think I got 9 or 10 albums here that I pulled out and dusted off that I would like to show you folks in the video. Please feel free to comment down below. What are some of the your favorite alternative albums that you have in your collection? This one is strictly vinyl, but I don't care if you want to put, just list it. What are some of your favorite alternative bands? Was it Midnight Oil, Screaming Trees, Mother Love Bone, stuff like that? So I know there's some grunge. We have some grunge in here / alternative. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I've got these rated in order from, I like them all, but for the purposes of this video and this list, they're from my least favorite to my number one. So like I said, without further ado, let's get into it. As always, I have my 2 window albums up here. First one to guess what those 2 albums are correctly, I'll pin your comment up top. So let me reach over here and grab my pile of vinyl. Now I do have a lot of other alternative music and grunge music and things like that on CD, but I wanted to make this a vinyl video. Now, this isn't a definitive list. This is just what I'm listening to right now. If I was to grab these albums off the shelf, what would be the first one or the last one that I would grab in that order? So without further ado, for the 5th time, I think I've said that like 5 times. I apologize. It's been a while, man. I'm a little rusty. First up, we have Pearl Jam's Vitalogy. Here, this is a 2011 reissue. My wife got me this for Christmas. This is an original 1994 Pearl Jam release. I'm sure everybody knows that. But this is a really, really well done vinyl reissue. I'll try not to say a bunch in this video if I can help it. It's a gatefold, as you can see, and it's a double LP, and it comes with a really cool booklet that they did with this release. There's Vitalogy there. It comes with a really cool booklet, and things like that. I like it when bands do that and they add some stuff, inside of their music that we can all, some little Easter eggs that we can all, enjoy. Everybody remembers this album from Better Man and Not For You, which is one of my favorite songs on this album. Corduroy's a really good song on here too. Nothing Man's a really good song on here too. Vitalogy, not my favorite Pearl Jam album. Matter of fact, one of the last Pearl Jam albums that I bought. I'll give an honorable mention to Lightning Bolt, which came out in, I think, 2016, I think it was. Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt, I do have that on CD. I do not have that on vinyl, nor will I probably get that on vinyl. But coming in at we have 9. Coming in at number 9 is Pearl Jam Vitalogy, the 2011 reissue. I think my wife paid a pretty penny for this. I think it was like over $50. So next up, We have Smashing Pumpkins. This is Sear. This is a 2020 release. This is an original copy of this. You know, the thing about Smashing Pumpkins is you never know what you're going to get with a Smashing Pumpkins release. You may get hard rock / heavy metal, alternative, some bluesy stuff, more melodic stuff, some more ballady stuff. Well, with Sear, what we got was a basically throwback to the 80s synth rock. And I enjoy it. I really do. This album, as well as a gatefold, I'm going to try to hold this really tight so the album don't fall out. There's some super cool artwork in here. As well as it too, that's the album. Let me see if I can get it. It too came with a book. Pretty big book. It's just it's a basic lyric book. But yeah, this is Smashing Pumpkins 2020 effort, Sear. If you haven't heard it, give it a listen. If you're going to go into it, and let's say Melancholy and Infinite Sadness was the last Smashing Pumpkins albums that you've heard, which a lot of us did. A lot of us got kind of turned off after that album. Gish is one of my favorite albums from Smashing Pumpkins. I do not own a copy of that. But if you're looking to hear something like more along the lines of like Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, do not grab Sear and put it in, because you will be shocked. It is completely different from anything you've heard from Smashing Pumpkins before, and that's why I like it. Truly, truly an alternative record. Next up, we have Weezer's 1994 release. Weezer. Nothing too special about that. I'm not going to take this out of the vinyl protector, but it's just a killer album. You know, Buddy Holly, My Name is Jonas, which is my favorite song on this record. Undone, the Sweater Song, In the Garage. You know, just a great jam album. Simple album, but it really worked for these guys. And this really launched Weezer into fandom and to stardom. But yeah, just a classic, essential 90s record. I may get some scrutiny for this. I'm not too sure. But making it next at number 6 on my list is Pearl Jam's 10. Now, like I said, this isn't a definitive list. This is Pearl Jam's 1990 release 10. I think it's a 2020 maybe reissue. Nothing special about this particular reissue. It's just a basic reissue. No reason to really take it out of the album protector. Look, I love this album, and this album could have very easily been number 1 on this list. And for those purposes, that's probably why I don't have it at number 1. The first half of the album with Once, Even Flow, Alive, Why Go, Black, and Jeremy. We've heard, you know, Alive, Even Flow, Jeremy, Black 1,000 times. I really do enjoy the second half of this album with Ocean, Porch, Garden, Deep, and Release. And Once, I do really enjoy Once too. Probably a little oversaturated on this album for me, and that is why it came in at number, what did I have it at? At number 6 on my list. But just another, just like the Weezer, a quintessential 90s record. More important than the Weezer record for sure, it was the start of a whole musical genre, you know, between them and Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Nirvana, and Mother Love Bone and Screaming Trees and Midnight Oil and bands like that. But yeah, just heard it 1,000,001 times. So yeah, for that reason, it comes in at number 6 on my list. Pearl Jam 10. Next up, coming in at number 5, we have one of my favorite albums of all time. When I'm not wanting to get too revved up and really going, and just want something really beautiful to put on in the background, and something that was really well produced and really well written and really well lyrically written, and the songs are really well written. I always go for the Counting Crows, August and Everything After, coming in at number 5. Now, this is a 1993 album from the Counting Crows. This album came out in 1993. This is a 2016 reissue, so this reissue is getting up there. It is a gatefold. It is a double LP. See if there's anything real special that pops off the album here. There's the guys right there. You see the guys. Let me see if there's anything special in here that they gave us to look at. Nope, just a double LP. So no booklets, no lyric sheet or anything like that. Just your run-of-the-mill reissue. But man, Omaha and Round Here, Mr. Jones, Perfect Blue Buildings, Anna Begins. Time and time again. Time and time again. Oh man, just classic. Just a classic somber album. And when I'm in one of those moods and I want to get into my feelings, which isn't very often, but when I do, I reach for this album. Just a killer record, man. If you don't have August and Everything After in your record collection, and you're a rock fan or an alternative fan or whatever, there's something wrong with you, man. Just saying. Something seriously wrong with you. Next up, certainly we got to have a selection from this band on this list. This is Alice in Chains, Dirt, their 1992 release. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Facelift was their first album, I think. But this is Alice in Chains, Dirt. There's not too much to say about this record. Just a quintessential grunge album. Anything that you like about grunge and alternative music is all wrapped up in this album. Just a ghostly sounding album. The melodies on this album are fantastic. Lane Staley's at his greatest performance on this record with Jerry Cantrell. I mean, man, Down in a Hole, just ghostly, and you know, Angry Chair, Dirt, Down in a Hole, just a fantastic album. Lane Staley, R.I.P. buddy, lost you too soon. Next up, this is Bush, Razor Blade Suitcase. Another ghostly sounding album and a very, very well produced album. This particular reissue is a 2017 reissue of this record. Masterfully done. I don't know who reissued it. I'd have to research it. I should have done my homework before I made the start of the video here. But just a very, very, very good reissue of this record. It sounds almost audiophile quality. I mean, it is fantastic. And this album came with all of the juice, all of the gimmies, all of the Easter eggs. I mean, it is it's a double LP. Here's one of the album jackets. Colored vinyl. Let's grab the other one out. This is the other side of the album. Just look at the quality and the color on that record. I mean, it's just, let's take it out. Just insane sounding, insane quality, fantastic reissue. It came also with what did this reissue come with? Oh, let me see if I can get it out. Oh Lord, it's buried in there. This is a full-size 4x4 poster. I'm not going to unfold the whole thing. I'll just give you just a 4x4 poster that came in the album. It also has a lyric sheet in here as well. Just a fantastic reissue. One of my favorite albums from this time in music. You know, a lot of people will go 16 Stone, but I thought that Razor Blade Suitcase was a more mature album from Gavin Rossdale, and just better produced in general. It's got a cleaner sound for me. And Cold Contagious is one of my all-time favorite songs. Gritty Fly, Swallowed, love Razor Blade Suitcase from Bush. And really happy to get my hands on that 2017 reissue that I only paid $30 for at my local record store, which is a steal to me. Now, next up on the list is the 30th anniversary reissue of Pearl Jam Versus. And out of all the Pearl Jam albums, this is my favorite Pearl Jam album. I like this album better than 10, way better than Yield or Vitology or any of the other Pearl Jam albums. Something about this record with Animal and Go, Glorified, Dissident, WMA, Rear View Mirror was great, and then the bonus track at the end, which is Indifference, which is just really killer vocals from Eddie Vedder on that record. Back when Pearl Jam played rock, not to irritate any Pearl Jam fans that may be watching this channel, but I really wish Eddie would get out of the politics and get back to making rock and roll music like this album right here. This album really takes me back. If I'm going to go and reach for some grunge or alternative music out of my collection, this certainly is one that I will grab more often than not, and this comes in at number 2 on my list. Speaking of a bonus track, Indifference, on this record, I forgot to mention that on this reissue here, there are 4 bonus tracks that weren't on the original Razor Blade Suitcase album, and those are Distant Voices, Old, Broken TV, Sleeper, and Bubbles. So there's 5. I said 4, but 5. And last but not least, my favorite alternative album to grab that I have in my collection, when I want to pull something out, it's always a go-to, I'm wearing the daggum thing out, is Our Lady Peace. This album always tries to fall out. Our Lady Peace, Clumsy. This is one of my favorite albums that I have in my collection. This was a 2018 reissue on black and white marble, limited to 150 copies. This was a music on vinyl. You can see here, maybe you can make it out. Right there, limited to 150 copies. And it just happens to be one of my favorite alternative bands of all time, Our Lady Peace. We just completed their discography on the channel. If you guys haven't seen that, go back and watch that video. I just completed their discography on CD on the channel. Really was happy to do that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my top alternative albums that I have in my collection. Sorry if the Pearl Jam 10 didn't come in at number 1, but I like Versus more anyway. Some honorable mentions. Now, I did this on vinyl, what I have on vinyl. I don't have a lot of alternative on vinyl yet. I don't have Facelift by Alice in Chains on vinyl. I don't have Grind, which if I had Grind on vinyl, that probably would have made the cut over Dirt for me from Alice in Chains. Our Lady Peace, Navid probably would have made the cut if I had that on vinyl over Clumsy here. What's another one that I showed? Let's see here. Smashing Pumpkins, Sear, Gish, if I had that on vinyl, that would have made the cut. Certainly, probably would have been in my top 2 of my alternative albums. But this is what I have right now. I do have a few other alternative albums I didn't want to bring up and mention because they didn't come anywhere near these right here. But man, it's good to talk to you folks again. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. What are some of your favorite alternative albums of all time? I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on the next one.